Oh, hello everyone. Charles here, and we are going to take a little tour of my map, my fried chicken map that I pushed myself through so hardly. Anyway, we'll go ahead and look first at the final product. Uh, as you can see, I fell in love with the. I really do love the freelancer. Was that called the freelancer bootstrap template, and I played around a little bit with it to customize it to what I wanted to do. And I just think it's easier to go through and change the code in than anything else we've seen so far. So at the top here, I put a picture of what the full map looks like. I may have to change it a little bit, but right now to just finish out the class, we're here at 11 o'clock on the last day, so we're going to just take what we can get out of it. Um, and we'll come in here and you'll see that we got our tiles with these individual maps that talk about the total number of spots, the local spots, I did Chick-fil-A, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Zaxby's, and Cane's as separate tiles because they all have multiple locations. And then I called this one's stagnant, and you can see in here, uh, this one's actually insurgent. I'm gonna have to change that text again. But anyway, you could see that in here I called this one insurgent because it has a lot of uh, there's a lot of new places coming into town. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm going to fix that code live on air here. So you can see as we're coming through, the issue is with these tiles is I had to go add in beyond the standard 6 that came with it, and you have to really watch in here this code because it looks for that ID. And I do believe what's happened here on this one, see here, this one missed because this is actually number 7 and it still says 6 there. So we will probably have that change update will take place. And let's go ahead and change that the header on there that was wrong. It says up here that this was see, it says stagnant. That should say insurgent. So we can change that real quick, and it'll be in the final product. So nobody will notice except you all that took the time to watch my full tutorial that I blew that one. So yeah, this was kind of tricky to manage all these tiles. And in hindsight, I'd originally said I was going to do this with shutting on and off the buttons, but I think in the long run, this will be easier to understand for, sort of the public. So I'm not too upset about it. So anyway, we're going to change that. And hopefully with changing that ID on that one tile we missed, it's good that I didn't click on the 6th one there. And I mean, I go ahead since you all are watching and I don't really care too much about showing you all how this got made. I will come in here real quick and we'll update it with the GitHub desktop. And you'll see here fixed, broken, stagnant link. And we'll commit it to main and then we'll push it to the origin. And we probably won't get that update right away. We'll just close out the tutorial by showing you how one of these tiles works. So this was the overall one. And as you can see here, I mentioned that I put in 34 spots. Some people might find some other ones that they would put in there. We'll see what kind of feedback I get when I put this out to the public. But if you click here on the interactive map, I went and I created this map. And what I had to do to make it work, so I used the map 672 lab 7 map to make this. I tried multiple other I tried the lab 2 from map 672 and I couldn't get that to work right. I went through a bunch of times and had to change formatting, but this is the one I finally got to work, and you see it works perfectly. The only other thing that I would like to explore that maybe someone can explain to me in the comments section if they got this to work is I'd like to be able to leave these uh, tooltips up long enough that you could come in and then click. I could come in and make that a hyperlink you could click, but I'm not sure you can really do that. Uh, I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. And what I did here is, I had weird issues doing the back thing sometimes when I was doing it on mobile devices with this particular layout. So I put a way to just click yourself back to the main page at the bottom of all the individual maps. And what I do love about this particular layout, this freelancer in particular, is if you come in here, we throw on our developer tools and we go and put the mobile on, you see it scales perfectly to the mobile setting, which I don't know of any other ones that scale so well than the mobile setting. I mean, look, it's just perfect. So I'm going to be hard pressed to not want to constantly use the freelancer one. And you can see here, I got this little chicken. I saw the awesome fonts thing there, so that's pretty fun. And yeah, so that's pretty much everything. I guess I should show where I had to. I'll real quickly show where I had to change the uh, reformat to make the. So yeah, I had to put these in individual directories to get them to work because I had them hyperlinked within and they were working on my computer, but they didn't work when I put it live on the internet. So I had to go back out and bust these all out into individual directories, which was a pain, but I got it to work. So if you come in here, you notice I originally tried to just copy this over and have it reset as a GeoJSON using QGIS, and it didn't format it totally correctly so that it could work with this Lab 7 method. So I ended up having to come back through, and this is why I wish you should be careful so you don't have to do it double work to check your formatting when you start things. So what I ended up having to come back to do to get to work was I had to come back in and reformat it to essentially copy pretty much the same order from map 72 from the lesson 7 of map 672. And once I did that, I was able to change a couple of the fields and then put it. And the key thing, it was like tripping up. It didn't seem to like the way it was laid out. So I redid the geometry thing to match it, where it goes geometry, type, point, coordinates, and then it does the coordinates. And then if you look over at each of these individual ones, see that it comes in here and of course I changed my colors to all be these same colors. Ironically, a lot of these chicken places, KFC, um, Chick-fil-A, and Cane's all have the same color family of red and white. It's pretty funny. And if you look down in here to get it to pop and bind correctly, if for some reason it had to be laid out that particular way. So that's how I did it. I came in here, of course, and changed the loading to load each time. I had to rename these and do it by location or total or whatever. And then you come in here and you see I got all my fields down here to bind to the tooltip. Anyway, so thanks everyone. This I really enjoyed this assignment, but it really pushed me to the brink. I think I customized too much. So if I had any advice, maybe is to not customize that much. Hopefully, you all did some simpler things. Anyway, thanks everybody. Enjoyed the class very much, and woohoo, we're done.